a social media, sorry, social media call base, but before we start talking about all of that stuff, I'm gonna present my thing, because oh, it has the agenda and some announcements and some recognition. Here we go.
Also, if you can share your face, we'd love to see it.
I know Chelsea said she's having trouble with the little one tonight, so she might have to hop up. But here is our recognition and our announcements. So if you didn't see it in Hub, our Team Glow Diggers is 631 out of like hundreds of thousands of teams. So that's amazing that all of us are a part of this number. It's not just one person, it takes all of us. And us showing up every single Sunday makes that number even better every single month. So, yay us. Um, and two events happening in the next few months. So, June 15th is the Philly Lavender Farm Hangout Get Together. And then August 10th is the 10-year anniversary party, which I'm trying to talk my husband into letting me fly up there so I can be a part of that. So if you have not seen those in the hub as well, get your booty in there and let us know if you can come. We would love to have you. Let me close the door. Hold on. Go out, out. Thank you. Sorry, my dogs want to be a part of the call too. Okay, so any other announcements that I missed, Daniel?
I wanted to shout out Allie's team too, if we're still doing recognition, because they were also ranked in the top 700 teams in the network. So it's cool because we all have our own teams, but y'all are all part of our team in general. So I think it's important to share and celebrate her. I'm so proud of your hard work and everybody on your team. It These ranks are not just like a Danielle thing. And so I think it's important to continue to share with you guys what entails to get there and how you contribute. And so I try to spell that out in my post in the hub, but it is staying consistent on your supplements. It's trying new programs. It's trying new products. It's being a consistent challenger contributes just as much as helping someone else as a partner on our team. So really excited for Rach to share on this topic tonight, because it's probably the number one thing people are scared to say yes to being a partner on, or like maybe you want to dabble in this. So I'm glad to see so many of you here that we've had conversations about, because I think it'll be really positive for you to see like you can do what we're doing, and it is exciting to be ranked in the top, but it is a we thing. So I'll shut up now, but thank you for all you do. Love you guys, and happy Mother's Day. Shout out to all the moms that are on this call. Holy moly, like you guys are finishing Mother's Day here, and that makes my heart happy. Love you guys.
Yeah, so we'll get started. So what I'm going to do is share a little bit about social media and like how to kind of make it your own as a partner. I'm going to show examples of some of our partners on the team. Also have an example of one of like the top partners in the company, and just how not scary it can be, if that makes sense. So, and then there's questions, of course. So, for instance, posting. This is some of my recent stuff on my post, but posting, you really want to focus on how you can help somebody. So, it's not about body. It's not about 9-week control freak. It's not about Shakeology. It's not about Energize. It's about you and how you use those tools to help somebody else, or how you use those tools to help you from where you started to where you are now. Because your posting, your social media is kind of like your storefront. Like when you walk by Target and you see their advertisements on your apps or on the TV or on the computer, like that's how you see what they're selling. So for people to see what you're doing and how you can help somebody, your social media is kind of like their window shopping. They're looking at what you have to offer. And so whatever, like what I told Danielle earlier was like, whatever I'm going to stop and read and watch the whole time, that's what I need to be posting, like something similar to that. Because people like me are people who I'm going to connect with. So if I'm not going to stop, and I mean, the picture might be beautiful, but I love Danielle to death, but I'm not going to sit there and read her whole thing because I don't have time. She doesn't have a little baby that has to be watched all the time. Like, I don't have a second to sit there and read. So if I can't do that, I'm not going to then do that for myself on my profile, because I'm talking to moms who have little ones or newborns. They don't have the time to just sit and read. So what you want to do is do something that you're interested in, how you would stop and read in your Discover, all the things that you stop and scroll on. That's what you want your post to look like. The test, oh, test different formats. So, for example, I mean, a lot of those are reels, to be honest, because I like doing reels. They're fun for me. They make me feel creative. And it's kind of like a story, but just a little bit different. But a carousel is like a bunch of different photos that you just swipe through. That's what a carousel is. You can put like a different photo for each one. You can try memes on them, quotes, and all that. I do like a scripture usually on Sundays. Today was different, but most Sundays I do like a scripted out scripture and I talk about how it helps me. Reels are really fun, but make sure you relate them to your audience or like who you're talking to. So for me, as you can probably tell, it says mom in like half of those, or hey girl, or hey new mom, or there's a baby in the screen. Like, obviously, you can tell that I'm talking to someone who has a kid, or a little one. Sometimes it's about my husband. So a newly coupled parents of some sort. That's who I'm talking to. So you want them to kind of know off the bat if it's going to be for them or not. Um, and I heard this because I mean, we all like hope to go viral. I mean, that would be great, but that's not realistic. But in the case that it does go viral, you want to make sure that it has something to do with what you're offering. You don't want it to go viral for something that you don't ever talk about other than that one time, which would really suck because a ton of people are going to come to your page and be like, oh, that's not for me. I'm going to keep moving on. So you want to be consistent in what you talk about and how you talk about it. Reels really short. Apparently, it's like 6 to 7 seconds. Mine are usually 15. But you want to try to grab the person in the first few seconds when you're talking to them. So whatever the screen says, whatever you're doing, you want it to be like fun and energetic so they're like excited to keep watching or read the caption below. Okay, so for example, some reels are really cool because you can like make them something that they're not. So this is Holly Hillier. If you don't know who she is, she's one of like the top partners in body, but she shares a lot of recipes. Something that's really cool about her is that she also, in those recipe reels, shows her postpartum transformation. So, in one reel, she is showing how she lost weight, how she's doing it with desserts. And so, not only are these people getting the recipe from her, but they're seeing that, oh, she worked out because there's the beginning part where she's postpartum, she's in her workout room with her little child. Then it goes to her lost all the weight, and then it goes to her making the recipe. So in one little reel, she has shown you that she can do all of these three different things. She can lose weight from postpartum, she's working out, and she has an awesome dessert recipe. So that's a really cool way of showcasing a lot of the things that we have to offer as partners. Not just here's the recipe, but here's what I've done with this recipe. I lost all the weight kind of deal, if that makes sense. And then she just drops the whole recipe in the comment. So recipes are really great because that a lot of people like to save them. And when you save them, like Instagram has a thing called algorithm, and like you get seen more on Discover pages when people save and interact with your feed, which is great. I've tried to do the recipe thing and it was torturous because it took a lot of my time. So I love it every once in a while, but that's not for me. And I know that now because I tried it. That's the other thing. You want to try a lot of different things to see what works for you, what you have time for, what you have mental time for, all of those things. But recipes are great if that's an avenue that you want to go. I know Allie's really good in the recipe field. Another thing about social media is your bio. This is like the text when you first go to your page. You want to make sure that it tells the person that's coming to your page what you're all about. So, some tips about it would be like, I help blank with blank by doing blank, right? Because that's the first line. They're coming to see what you have to offer. So, for instance, here's some that are on our team. I will share you mine because I just changed it because I was like, oh, I should probably change mine because it's not very good. It's outdated. Helping busy mamas show up for themselves so they can show up for their families. Okay, that's what I do. I haven't added the by, I haven't added that part, but boy mom, Georgia teacher on a health journey. So that tells them that I am a boy mom. I'm also a teacher. I live in Georgia. I'm on a transformation journey myself while helping other moms, busy moms, help their families. Start your new day one, and then I have a link to like my forms and things. If you don't know what that is, we'll chat about it another time. So Allie's PA by day, mom motivator by night. I help busy mamas with high protein meal options without giving up food they love. So you know that when you go to Allie's page, she's gonna have a lot of recipes that have high protein in them for busy mamas because she's a busy mama, right? 30 pounds and down and counting. So great. She's lost 30 pounds with the recipes that she shares. That's awesome. So if you're someone that's looking for recipes and you're also a busy mom, hey, you want to go to her page, right? So Danielle, she's in Philly after being in VA, South Carolina, and Georgia. So she's a traveler. She's been a lot of places. So she might be from somewhere that you are. She's designing buildings. I think that's what that means. Dreaming up to up next trip, empowering busy women to fall in love with the journey, embrace their inner glow. So those are some of her keywords because I mean, glow, team glow diggers, like that she ties it all in. She's helping busy women fall in love with their journey. What journey? Maybe we're like digging. That's when we start digging into her feed. Like, what journey is she talking about? Embracing their inner glow. Ooh, I want to see if she's got something about glowing later down on her feed, kind of deal. And then Katie helping busy women regain their confidence. Ooh, that's good. Maybe she has some stuff about being confident and mindset, always wanting another dog. So she's a dog mom. You can see that. Uses too many 4-letter words. So maybe she's a sailor's mouse. So maybe she'll get along with me kind of deal. So do you see what I'm saying with the bio? Like you want them to read this right off the bat because it's the first thing they see when they come to your page and say, ooh, I want to keep looking at what she's got to offer, or maybe she's not for me. So you want to see, you want that to be something that they can resonate with. Here's Megan and Katie's. So, for instance, when you go to someone's page, you see the first 9 boxes. So, you want those first 9 boxes to be a little bit of everything that you have to offer, if that makes sense. So, for instance, by looking at Megan's, you can tell she's gone through a transformation. That's her last picture, her last post. She has little boys. She works out. She goes outside. Oh, she's really pretty when she dresses up. Like these are some things that you want your potential new best friend who's coming into our community to look at. You want to see and have something that is there for them, if that makes sense. Katie, ooh, party girl. She had a birthday. That she looks fun in that picture. Like I want to get to know her more. There's a puppy. I'm not surprised because she said she always wants another dog. So having puppies in there regularly is good for her. Those other pictures are beautiful. Where are they? I want to go there. Having something that is exciting to look at and say, where did she go for that picture? Um, Here's Danielle and Allie. So Allie's has, like I said, a lot of recipes. She has shared that. Danielle, she's got a lot of things going on. So we got a workout. We got all the community ladies. We got a really awesome rooftop picture. I want to go there. She's a really great friend. She's at baby showers. She did something really awesome with her board. That one I know because I looked at it. It's for work, but it's really cool because it's sports related. So if you're a sports fan, Danielle's gonna have that for you to look at or have something to look into. So this one is a great mixture of Danielle, I would say. Like, I know her personally, so I know that this is a really good grid for her because it tells all about the things that she has to offer and a little bit about every part of her life. And have you noticed that none of them have body in it at all? There's no body pictures, there's no like energized, like product photos. There's no Shakeology bags. There's no Autumn Calabrese. There's no Joel Freeman on any of these posts because, like I said before, we're not body. Yes, we use their products, but we're not promoting just the company. We're promoting ourselves and our community with the products and the programs and all the supplements and all the things along with that. So when you become a partner, like so most of us have told people in the conversations about being partners, it's about you. You get to create the business and the community vibe that you want to create. And so that's what you do with your social media. Um, so here's another one. Here's mine. These are my last few. So you can see mom, you can see I call all moms. Like I have been really intentional about not calling out moms, but that's who I'm talking to. That's who I want to connect with is new moms, especially who are busy, who work, who have like things going on in their life that this can help with. Now, something that I do want to touch on is a lot of my stuff is very like that picture down here at the bottom with me in front of the computer. That took 5 seconds. I was literally just propped up my phone and just recorded me like tip tapping on my keyboard, just staring at at the computer, smiling into the camera. It doesn't take a lot of hard work to just take the reel. Now, what you want to do to connect that reel is what you can do in that video. So for instance, for me, I'm looking for moms to connect with who have busy lives, who have things going on, who have newborns, who want their energy back, who want to feel good about themselves in their new season of life. It took 5 seconds to make the reel, but it took me a little bit more to, hey, what am I going to use this for? And that's where your partner can help you or your upline help you talk about how to kind of connect with who you're trying to talk to. And honestly, this is the craziest thing. That breastfeeding reel got the most hits I've ever gotten in my whole entire life. And that was me in my pajamas in my garage, barely a comment or a caption on it. It was just, remember when you had to go buy a second fridge because of all the breast milk you have? It's literally what I was talking about. And it got over 3,000 views. And that's like the highest view I've ever gotten on anything. And it was just me in my PJs. It was great. But it's relatable. So you want to make sure that your content, what you're sharing on your posts is relatable to who you're talking to. That it resonates with a lot of moms, especially moms who struggle with pumping. So that was who I kind of connected with over that one was moms who don't pump enough or just have enough kind of deal. Because that was the season of life I was currently in, that I'm currently in. Another thing about your social medias, I'm almost done, is your stories. Now, this is the gold mine. I love stories. I could talk all day on stories if you can't tell, because most of y'all watch them. I love my stories. But something that I've been tinkering with and struggled with for a little while is connecting the story, like what I'm sharing, with how it's helping me. So, for instance, you don't want to just show your workout. You don't want to just show the video of you working out or just show the picture of my personal development book. In my head, I'm like, oh, they're going to read what I circled. They're going to read what I highlighted. They're going to read all that stuff. No, they're not. They're just going to keep tapping through. So, for me today, especially these two are from today, the book and me and Brooks. Now, I was like, oh my gosh, this book is so good. And so I circle stuff. And then I'm like, oh crap, I didn't really write anything on it. Like they don't know what that is. They don't know unless I write it in a text and say, this is what I'm getting out of this. This is how I'm going to turn this in for the day, like takeaway for the day. And Mother's Day, I didn't really share a lot because I was trying to be unplugged as much as possible. So this is kind of just like a little, I'm blessed because this is my first Mother's Day. Like last year, I did it in my post, but I was in tears because I never thought this would ever happen. The year before that, like was going through infertility. So I never thought this day would ever be special for me specifically. But some examples of writing out how to kind of make your stories more impactful, especially during the workout, because people are just gonna be like, oh, she's great at working out. Awesome for her. Like, that's great. That has nothing to do with me other than good for her. And they might like it. But writing out stuff on the workout video and sharing what you're learning from that workout. Because I know all these trainers, they tell you so many motivational things during the workout. Take one of them and use that for the video. That's what I do. That's my trick literally every single day. I take something that I've learned either from a song that's playing, maybe when a really hard Tabata comes on and a song has hit me really hard and it helps me get through it. That's what I use in my text. Or that's what I use as the song playing in the background. Or I take one of the things that Autumn is my current trainer right now, what she tells me, and I use that in my text. Or maybe something that's going on in my outside world, like at school or whatever, things that I've heard from my friends who are struggling. I use that in my text. This is helping me get through the day or helping me get my mind right for work today because we're almost done and the kids are going crazy. Like stuff like that. Or a proud moment of when I finished a workout and Rebecca was on with me and I thought I was going to quit and I thought I was going to stop, but she was still there and she waited for me to finish. Like, not only does that show the workout part, but that shows the community bond that we have with Zoom and sharing that in our like trackers and all of those things. That is more impactful than just sharing a workout video and sharing a tracker kind of. So you want to make sure that what you're sharing showcases what we have to offer because you don't want it to just be like me, me, me. You want it to be like all of this is part of you coming and linking arms with me. It's about you coming to here kind of deal. Okay, so that's all I got. That was all of it. Does anyone have any questions? I'm gonna stop my share. Does anyone have any questions? I didn't look in the chat. So let me look in the chat.
I'll let you look, Rach, and just say a few things.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I think for some of you that have never been exposed to like how we approach social media, all of this we teach in our new coach training. So like, don't look at this and be like, oh my God, this is so much stuff. Like, this is things we've learned over time. And Megan's probably the biggest one that can attest to this. Like, we are constantly tinkering and working on it together as a unit and a team. And I think the biggest transition when you become a partner is you look at your social media as a tool on giving to someone else an opportunity to be a part of our community rather than just saying, like Rachel said, here's my tracker. While that's phenomenal, and I love seeing all of your trackers and being tagged in them, don't stop doing that. But there's a mindset that shifts when you are wanting to share this with someone else of like, how can they be a part of what you're doing? And so when you share more of the story behind what you're doing and why you're doing it and how they can be a part of it, that's when people start getting curious and understanding that, oh, Rebecca's not just sharing her tracker to show that she worked out today. She's sharing her tracker and giving me an opportunity to join her next group because you spelled that out for her. But if we don't spell it out, right, they just see like, oh my God, that's so great. Like she's really consistent, which is amazing. And you might get a few reach outs. But it is that transition period of opening your story up, opening your heart up, opening the things that matter to you up, and giving people opportunities to engage on polls, on asking questions, on talking about real life shit. Like Rachel said, breastfeeding, like that's a real mom thing. And I'm sure she didn't just say, here's my breastfeeding journey. she used it as an opportunity to say, what worked well for you? What pump is working well for you? I'm really struggling with this. What is holding you back here? And it opens a conversation up that has nothing to do with health and wellness, right? But it has direct connection to the women that she wants to work with. So those are the things we kind of teach behind the scenes that I think a lot of newer partners are very scared of, like, oh my God, I got to share my transformation, or like, I don't know what to share. And we help set those kind of 3 to 5 things when you start. Like we saw on Megan's page, like she's starting to do things like golfing with her kids. She's was starting recipes. She's obviously sharing her transformation, but like other things that she's doing in her life are important too. Whereas Allie's taking her social media and totally focusing on one niche thing that she's very passionate about. The cool thing is you can do it however you want. And you get to decide. Like, you're the CEO and we get to help you formulate what that is. Rach, what do you think? Your team has really grown in the past couple months, and we have a few minutes if there's any other questions. What do you think helped you transition in this new chapter of your business of like, I want to help challengers to I want to grow a team, right?
Um,
Because you know how to like share your workouts and share the basic things, but like your vision became greater this year because you want to be at home with Brooks. So
um,
what are you working on right now to transition that?
so I think something that I forgot to touch on, when you were saying Allie is like that one niche. The other thing is you can change that. So yes, she might be doing recipes, but like she said, there was a viral post about her point of view being a busy mom finding my page. So she can change whatever she wants to. She can make it whatever she wants. Your social media is not one thing. You don't have to decide. It's not like a degree in college where you're stuck with it for 4 years. You get to change whatever week, whatever month, whatever day you're on. Something that I think has changed for me specifically is my vulnerability, being really authentic. And that's something that I pride myself on. I don't use filters on my stories. I don't use filters on my reels. I find really good sunshine, really good lighting. Because I've been through many different trials of life, really struggled with seasons of loss, of pregnancy loss, friend loss, like changing my whole life to come live with my husband. Then, like, it's crazy. There's been a lot of things in my life. And so, opening up about that, getting vulnerable about that has helped me then kind of vocalize what I actually want out of life. It's really changed my perspective on a lot of things. And so this year, more than ever, I feel like my best self, to be honest, than previous years. It might have to be motherhood. Could be motherhood. It could be a lot of different things. I know the community has definitely been a big part of that feeling. Um, and like I have the whole road ahead of me. And so now I feel like I can dream big without feeling like it's never going to happen because I have the community support. I have people that know my vision, know my dream, that are making me say it on a regular basis and sharing that with everybody, not just our community, but to the world. And like promoting that out loud, because if you haven't heard before, if you don't vocalize your dreams, if you don't write them down, they're never going to happen. You got to manifest it. You have to envision it yourself to then have it happen. So I think that's something, the vulnerability, being authentic and like sharing what I actually want and not just like what people want me to want, if that makes sense. Like I used to just do this as a hobby. I used to be like, okay, just a few friends. It's fine. Like, I don't really care. I'll work out. I'll post my workout. It's fine. Like, I don't think I can do that. So I'm not going to pretend like I can. But I had other people telling me, you need to get to this. You need to be doing this. You need, like, until I really thought I could do it and I really wanted to do it is when it changed for me. It's really weird, but it's kind of like an addiction. Like you're not going to stop doing something that's comfortable for you until you really feel like you need it or like health and fitness journey. Like you're not going to start something until you're like, okay, I really need to change. I really need something that's going to help me. And for me, like the opportunity to stay home, like education, y'all, is not as easy as it used to be. So staying home and being able to watch Brooks and teach him and like do things with him and I would be amazing. And so that's kind of been the
Will
kickstart to
be, will be.
will be, sorry, I'm changing my verbiage. Will be amazing. And Eric is putting in a resume tomorrow, actually, for a job in Florida where I could teach him all about the ocean and be closer to my parents and just a lot of different opportunities. So, like, the vision is not just mine, it's ours. And so he also is like, did you work today? Did you post something today? And he goes and looks at all my stuff. And when I post roles, he actually clicks on the right one. And I'm like, thanks, honey, that helps. So, like, I don't know. I don't know if that answered your question, but there you go. Yeah, we're over 2 minutes, but
So good. Allie, did you have a question? I feel like you were. Oh, okay. Well, I was just going to share. This was what I used to post 9 years ago, which is absolutely effing hilarious. Okay, it's not bad, but like I'm sharing this to show that your social media evolves because I evolve. This was all I would post, like pictures with like font and text over it. Nothing to hate if you've done it before. It's totally fine. But like my point being is that we all start as freshman partners where you don't know what you're doing, where you've just shared your trackers. And I'm sure some of you that are consistently sharing already have gotten questions. I know some of you on this call have. You've gotten messages being like, what are you doing? So imagine if you actually just leaned in and were a little bit more intentional with sharing the story of what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how someone else can be a part of it. That's literally what partnering is. Without saying, I'm doing Lift 4 and drinking Shakeology, because they're just going to go Google it themselves and they're never going to come to you for help. And then they're going to epically fail because they won't know how to make their shake and they don't know how to properly lift and they don't have a
that's
community.
happened to me before, y'all. That's happened to me. I told them it was body and they went and go bought it themselves. I told them all the things. So learn from my mistakes.
So, all that to say, there's a lot. The thing I love partnering, and we'll finish up, is that you're constantly learning. And I know for many of you, you're probably like, I have so much on my plate. I have all the things. But the thing that Rachel has constantly told me over the last month, in her last month of school, when it's like the chaos time for teachers, is like the business brings her joy because she's constantly talking about her dreams. She's constantly taking action that are aligned to her dreams, and she's filling into women that fill her cup. So it's way different than like work. Like I love my job now, but it's way different when I sign on and get to work with you guys right now. Does that make sense? So, Rach, you did amazing. If something spoke to you guys, I'm going to give a challenge to all of you tomorrow that if you should all be sharing your trackers at the very minimum, share a quote from your workout tomorrow or share something that inspired you. Take it a little bit further and just maybe share why you're doing this and that someone could join with you and see what happens. Deal? You could put a poll. Like it could be very simple. And when you guys pop off, share something that was positive from your day because I want to hear how your Mother's Day went. Next Sunday, next Sunday. Yes. Next Sunday will be Allie and Ashley sharing about hormone health. So I'm really excited about a nutrition focus call. And this will be a great kind of lean into Autumn's new program coming out in December. So definitely make sure you're there. I love you guys. Thanks for giving us a few extra minutes, and I'll see you on Zoom in the morning. Good job, Rach.